Hello everyone, this is Amit. Welcome to another Notepad++ tip. In this video, we are going to learn how you can use keyboard shortcuts in Notepad++ to really improve and speed up your coding development. This video is part of two-part series on keyboard shortcuts, so make sure you check the other video that I'm going to link at the end of this video. Now, the reason why I made two parts because there are a lot of keyboard shortcuts to learn. Now you might wonder, how are you going to remember all these keyboard shortcuts? To that I would say that yes, it may need a little bit of practice, but I'm going to show you how you can learn these shortcuts one by one, and hopefully at the end of this video you will be able to use these shortcuts. And as I said, you need to practice a little bit, but once you do that, you will develop a muscle memory. And then you can really use these shortcuts and it'll become a second nature, and you don't need to think or remember these shortcuts. And so let's get started. There are four shortcut types that I'm going to show you in this particular video. And so the very first is the line operations. Now I'm going to zoom this, which is another shortcut that comes a little later, but we are going to look at the line operations. Now, there are many line operation shortcuts that you can remember, but these three that I have chosen are by far the most common one that you use. So the very first is a duplicate line. Now, let's say you have a particular a line that you want to duplicate. And so in order to do that, you just need to press Ctrl D key. So if I press Ctrl D, you can see that this line is duplicated. Now you might notice that I didn't actually select the line. All I had was the cursor on that line. So that is true. You don't need to really select the entire line. You can do that, but as long as the cursor is in that line, I can press Ctrl D and it will continue to duplicate this line. Now, if I would like to duplicate a particular word, then I can select that word. So I'm going to, let's say I select this word and I press Ctrl D. Now that word is duplicated, and that holds true for not only just one word but even more than few words. So if I select like this and press Ctrl D, you can see that it is duplicated. Now in this video I'm going to just give you a brief demo, but if you really want to learn this particular feature, you can check out the videos right on the top right corner to get more details about duplicating a line. All right, so that is the first shortcut, Ctrl D, for duplicating the line. Now while we are here, make sure that you check the description below, because I'm going to add some timestamp for all of these different keyboard shortcut types. And so if you are already familiar with some of these, then you can skip using the timestamp below to the next part. All right. So let's go to the next part, which is moving line up and down. Again, let's say I have a particular line that I would like to move up and down. I can press Ctrl Shift and press up or down arrow key to move the line up and down. Now if I would like to move multiple lines, in that case I do need to select those lines and then go up or go down, and you can see that it's very easily you can move these lines up and down. The cool part about this one is you don't need to select the entire line. As long as I select just a part of a line, it is still able to recognize that you want to move that line, and so then you press Ctrl Shift up or down arrow and it will be able to move the lines. Now again, there is a video for that that you can check out on top right corner if you would like to learn more about it with some examples. So that's about it for the line operation. So let's go to the next part, which is find window. So most of you guys may be familiar with Ctrl F for find window, which brings up the search or find dialog box. So if I do Ctrl F, I can see that the find window shows up. There is another shortcut which I'm going to actually type here, which is Ctrl plus H. And that is for if you want to bring find and replace. So I'm going to save this, and if I do Ctrl H, it actually brings find and replace. Ctrl F brings this one. All right, so let's search for a word, say line. Okay, and I'm going to say find next, and I'm going to close this. Now that the last thing that I searched for was line. Now if I would like to go to the next instance of that particular search, I can press F3 key to go to the next instant, and you will see it's going to the next, and then it'll switch back and it'll just wrap around and go back to the top one and so on. So F3 key actually takes you to the next instant of your search word. If you press Shift F3, it'll go in the reverse order. So if I do Shift F3, you can see it's just going on the other direction or upward direction, right? So that is for the search and replace. Control F for find window, Control H is for find and replace window, F3 for the next instant, and Shift F3 is for the previous instant. Now the next one is again very handy keyboard shortcut, which is Ctrl G. Now you can see the line numbers on this left bar here, and let's say you would like to go to a particular line number. In that case, you can do Ctrl G and then just specify the line number, and it will take you there. So I'll do Ctrl G again, and let's say I want to go to line number 40, and press go or press enter, and it'll take you right there. So that is a find and replace shortcuts. Ctrl G is for going to a particular line number. Alright, so the next part, which is by far the most powerful feature, which is called column editing. And again, I have a whole video for that with many examples right here, so make sure that you check that. But I'm going to give you a quick demo right here. So let's say I would like to edit multiple lines at the same time. In that case, the column editing comes very handy. So in order to select multiple columns, I can press Alt, Shift, and then down arrow or up arrow, and as you can see, the cursor is now spanned to 3 lines, and now I can just add any text and it will be added to all 3 lines. So I said new line or something, right? So column editing is a very powerful feature that allows you to edit multiple lines, and the keyboard shortcut is Alt, Shift, and arrow keys. You can also use the left mouse. So let's say I would like to add something at right before this double colon. So I'll press Alt, Shift, and basically with my mouse, I'll go down, and then maybe I can just type something info or something like that, right? And so that's a really handy feature in Notepad++. You can really use this to edit a lot of text very powerfully. Now, so remember these two keyboard shortcut, Alt, Shift. There is actually a column editor which is even more powerful, and there is a Alt C is the keyboard shortcut for that. If you want to add number of incremental numbers, you can do right from here and so on. So for example, let's say I would like to add numbers right at the beginning. So I can select this, press space, and I can go to Alt C. And I say, well, I would like to start, select this, and initial number is this, and then increase by 1, sorry, not 2, and press OK. And you can see it just added 1, 2, 3, and it is just a 3 lines, but it can go as long as you want. And so those are for column editing. Again, make sure that you check the video on the top right corner to learn more about it. Now, final keyboard shortcut for this particular video is a zoom window, and you might be already familiar with that, but I'm just going to add it just in case if you aren't aware of that. And that is, you press Ctrl key, and using the mouse scroll wheel, you go up or down to zoom in and zoom out of your text. So there might be a time where you just want a more overview of the text, or you want to zoom into a particular feature. Now, if you're doing a presentation, or you're sharing your screen to your colleague, you can just zoom in so that they can see it properly, some of the text. I have had many examples where somebody's sharing their screen and the text is so small that you can't really see anything. And so in that case, you can quickly zoom in to just focus on a particular piece of code. All right, so that's about it for this particular part. We are going to look in part number 2 some of these shortcuts regarding commenting, how to add bookmarks, how to change cases, and I might add some more here. But so make sure that you check. I'm going to link right at the end of this video. And so hope you guys learned something. As I said, just make sure that you do a little bit of practice, and once you do that, you should be able to become really a keyboard wizard who can do a lot of things with just some keyboard shortcuts. So I hope you like this video. Please click like button if you do, and please subscribe to my channel to get more videos like that. All right, thank you.